Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. And these are the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. Tonight, I, Dungeon Master Monty Martin, will be taking you on a new tale as we enter into the shadowy depths of the Queen's men and their nefarious plots. I am joined today by a few dastardly rogues.
I'm Kelly McLaughlin, and I will be playing Jerry Riggs, the Goblin Artillerist Artificer. And we are joined today as well by our good friends.
Jill Donitis playing Del Tal Amar, the Shadar Kai Elf Shadow Monk.
And Joe O'Gorman playing the Boogeyman, the Bugbear Rogue.
Thank you very much for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, we are the Dungeon Dudes, and we post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. So check us out at youtube.com/DungeonDudes.
You can also join us live on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check that out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch all the previous episodes of our campaigns on YouTube.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, including things like Troll Killer, Yes, 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 and of course our new ones from Shadows of Drakkenheim. You can check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
So we are going to dive back into the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. Now, for those of you that are wondering, because our group has not reliably played online and we are playing online to keep with the times, we have been experimenting with online play of Dungeons & Dragons for the past couple weeks, and we continue to experiment by embarking on the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. These are small stories that happen during our first Dungeons of Drakkenheim campaign, which we concluded at the end of 2019. These stories focus on the tales of adventurers, heroes, brigands, and worse associated with the 5 factions of Drakkenheim. Our first 2 episodes, The Cleanup Crew, followed the adventures of the Amethyst Academy. And now we come to our new series, Rooked, which will follow the adventures of 3 members of the Queen's Men. For those of you that have watched Dungeons of Drakkenheim, the events of this episode happen around episode 36 and 37. Yeah. 36 and 37, I think. Those were the ones where all the big stuff went down in the cathedral, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this happens at the same time as that, and as we will find out, this is a very unique glimpse at the inner workings of the Queen's Men. So if you have not been introduced yet to the Queen of Thieves, hold on to your shorts. As well, because we are experimenting with all this stuff, we are always open to feedback. I can see that I gotta pull up my volume just a little bit here for myself, so please, if there are any technical things, any feedback that you have for us, please let us know on our end. We are absolutely wanting to know how we can make this as high quality as our main streams as well. So thank you very much for any of your feedback, whether on Twitch or YouTube. Let us know how we can make this look better, sound better, anything like that. We've taken a few steps to improve things. We've got some fancy green screen backgrounds going on here, and I think we might, don't want to jinx it, we might have the audio sync issues kind of solved up a little bit. We've been experimenting with things. So with that, are you 3 ready to dive in to Rooked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. There has been a great upheaval in Drakkenheim as the Silver Order and the Hooded Lanterns have won their battles against the Gnolls, defeating the Lord of the Feast and seizing the Cathedral of Drakkenheim, the ancient Cathedral of St. Vitruvio. But far away here, we are in Emberwood Village, the quiet town on the outskirts some 5 miles south of Drakkenheim, where ne'er-do-wells and adventurers launch many an expedition into the ruins of Drakkenheim. We are at one of the less reputable establishments in Emberwood Village, a small tavern known as the Skull and Sword. This place known as a tavern to which many of the members of the Queen's Men gather on their way to Drakkenheim itself. Near a shadowy table in the corner of the leaky establishment where the floorboards are creaking, the alcohol is flowing, and things are just calming down after an earlier brawl over someone cheating at a game of Three Dragon Ante, are gathered 3 legendary members of the Queen's Men. 3 whose names are only spoken in whispers for the dangerous reputation that follows them amongst the Queen's Men. And at the behest of one Blackjack Mel, these 3 have been invited to the Skull and Sword to share a drink with the Queen of Thieves herself. One who they only know by her wide-brimmed red hat when she steps into the room. Seated around this table, who do we have? Kelly, would you like to begin?
All right. So Jerry Riggs, or just Riggs, as he's known amongst the Queen's Men, is a goblin artificer. He is about 3 feet tall. He's got a big pair of goggles strapped firmly to his head. It almost seems like they've been on there for years, like he's never taken them off. They're almost like glued, like part of his face. He's got a big cigar that's almost the size of his head sticking out of his mouth. He's wearing a red, kind of a nice bright red jacket with kind of like fur trim along the side of it. And you can see he's sitting at the bar, and perched next to him is a large, what looks like it could have been a crossbow, but it is this massive construct of a crossbow that is kind of like crackling with arcane power every once in a while. It looks like it could just explode at any point, but nobody's quite sure. Buzzing around beside him is a little robot that's a small sphere of metal with a little helicopter propellers that it's kind of just buzzing about. And it has these little insect legs that are kind of stubby, and it's kind of buzzing about, and he doesn't seem to really notice it at all. And he's sitting there drinking a pint that is far too big for a creature of his size, and explaining that he wasn't cheating at no cards. That wasn't him. And that's Jerry Riggs.
Well, let's take a look at the wonderful artwork you prepared for Jerry Riggs right there. How about that?
Yeah.
I love the cigar.
Yeah, it's great.
Seated with Jerry Riggs are 2 other shadowy figures. Who do we have? Joe?
You have the Boogeyman. He's a 7.5 foot tall bugbear with a long cloak. He wears like these kind of torn pants, studded leather armor. He's got a sword and his bow beside him, and he towers over Riggs to the left of him. He looks like just as he tries to sit at this human-sized table, his knees are kind of like up near his chest. The Boogeyman is a contract killer, and he's known for his sneaky, silent kills. He'll do anything for the coin, and he's here to do another job for the Queen of Thieves.
Let's see what the Boogeyman looks like. I love the moon. There we go. That is the Boogeyman. And finally, a much rather different looking character than our first two goblinoids. Jill, tell us about who you're playing.
So I am playing Del Talamar is how you pronounce her name. She is a Shadar Kai elf shadow monk. So Del is very straightforward. She doesn't really have any emotions. Most people actually like second glance her way because number one, they don't see elves very often around, and two, she kind of looks like a dead elf. She looks very much on the cusp between life and death. She wears very dark clothing and has her staff with her at all times. She is here on a quest from her queen in order to connect, to make contacts, and listen in for information of things going around Drakkenheim. So she's a bit secretive. She doesn't give up a lot of information. But one thing about Del is she gets very confused with the local language. She doesn't quite understand some of the simplicity of the language around Drakkenheim in common. So she often has to inquire, and it makes her look almost silly, like she doesn't understand, but she knows a lot more than she sees.
And let's see the wonderful artwork that you've prepared for Del. There we go, right in the darkness. Right out of the plains of shadow comes the Shadar-kai monk. Nice. Okay. As the three of you sit about the table, this is not the first job that the three of you have pulled together before. You have brought down many targets across the world working together before, pulled off heist after heist. But from the word of Blackjack Mel, this promises to be a crowning achievement. The rowdiness of the skull and sword falls silent for a moment as the anticipation builds. The word has got out. The queen is coming. As you wait for the queen, what is the conversation around the table?
She's late.
Yes, how do I look? Do I look all right? Is my hair good? I don't have any hair. I don't know why I wouldn't look good.
2 minutes late.
Yeah, she comes when she wants.
This job better be worth it.
She's lucky she's the queen.
It's the Queen of Thieves. Of course it's going to be worth it. Where is she? Because she's got all the money in Drakkenheim for now.
She has kept my pocket pretty heavy.
Yeah, and it's going to get even heavier. What do you think we're doing tonight? Stealing a diamond? Stealing a life? What do you guys think? Bets on the table.
I can hope that we can steal some lives for the queen in her honor.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I like to blow up the occasional humanoid, you know?
What do you got, Del? How many kills you racked up so far?
Wouldn't you like to know, Boogeyman?
Guys, it's not all about kills. I know the two of you are like masters at this, but the ability to get into a place or get out, that's where the skill comes in. The most fortified places in all the world. Guess who's been in them? This guy.
So what you're saying is I have the skill of killing people and infiltrating places. Interesting.
We have the skill because you guys need me. I'm the smart one in this team.
Yeah, Riggs, you're the smart one.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't see you building any gadgets.
I don't need gadgets. I could wring something's neck with my own two hands.
All right, next time
the Boogeyman could probably crush Riggs' skull with a single hand.
I tell you what, Boogeyman, when we're in there, wherever we're going, you just let me know if you can do it all without me, all right? We'll just see. We'll just see how you do.
Don't take offense, Riggs. You know I'm just playing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're my brother from another mother.
You do have certain talents that are reputable, and you have gotten us out of a few situations, so I can respect that.
Of course, you need me to get you out of things. You guys are great at getting into situations.
I just can't believe he can pack so much brain into such a small little head. And I grasp Riggs's head and slowly massage it with my big hairy fingers.
Actually, yeah, right there. Good. It's good. I didn't say stop. Thank you.
As the silence breaks, as the doors of the Skull and Sword slam open, and a breeze enters the room, snuffing out all the light in the establishment for a brief moment. As the lanterns come back on, seated at your table is a woman in a wide, red-brimmed hat, a leather overcoat, her flowing hair falling out from beneath the hat, and a face that you've never seen her wear the same face twice. The hair, the hat, almost always follow her, but the face is never the same. Always one of indescribable but everyday appearance. Nothing ever striking, just something that fits in with the rest of the crowd. The Queen of Thieves snaps her fingers, and the barman leaves a glass in front of her. She draws in her breath and speaks. Well, I see I'm in some of the finest company I've known. The Boogeyman, Dell, Jerry Riggs, thank you for coming on such short notice. You'll forgive me, I can't stay long. She looks out the window at the waning sun. I have another date to attend quite shortly, but it is of utmost importance that I saw you on your way personally this time.
What an honor you provide us with, Queen of Thieves.
Queen, it's an honor to finally meet you. You must have heard of me probably many times by now. How'd you just do that little trick? You just kind of appeared in front of us. Was it invisibility? Did you stop time? What are your tricks?
Well, if you're looking to learn a few tricks, perhaps it can come out of your pay this evening and I'll teach you.
I got my own tricks, Queen. I got my own. And then I snap my fingers to see if the bartender brings me a drink, and he doesn't. And I put them down. Never mind.
I'll be blunt. I have a job for you all. 30,000 gold pieces to be split amongst any of you that come back. Are you interested?
I'm
30
listening.
for anybody that comes back.
Seems fair.
Sounds very fair. I'm all ears.
What's
What are the
job?
terms of this job?
Tonight, I will be occupied with a little bit of a plan I've been hatching for some time in the city. A few of my other friends will be coming with me, and it seems that the time is right for me to act. You are familiar with these cultists of the falling fire, yes?
I've heard them
Yeah.
causing trouble in the city.
They're giving some of our boys a bad time.
You kill one and the others just stand there like you didn't kill someone in front of them.
It's true, but they make for good plunder, don't they?
Yeah. They got a lot of good rock on them.
Have you ever seen that little fortress that they occupy along the walls of Drakkenheim? The old prison?
Wasn't it an asylum?
It was. But it's lived many lives. Something that we're all familiar with. There's a man there. A man who's lived there for many years. From before the day the meteor fell. I want you to kill him.
Now you're speaking my language.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem.
Who is this man?
This man is the former castellan of Drakkenheim, Barthazal Barthas. I want you to kill him. He owes me a life. And I want you to bring me back his amulet as proof of the deed. Not a single gold piece if you don't bring back the amulet. Understand?
Yeah, steal the amulet, kill a guy. This work, you brought in the best. What's, I guess getting into St. Selena's is going to be a little tough, but that's all? One guy, one amulet? No problem.
There's a few complications that you should be aware of.
There always is.
I would have done this myself already, were it not for a friend of my good Bartholomew, Lucretia Matthias herself, the leader of these cultists of the falling fire. But opportunity has dealt us a good hand, for you see, there's about to be a gathering at the Grand Cathedral this evening. I plan to be in attendance, and so does Lucretia Matthias. Her attention diverted and occupied by yours truly. You will slip in, take what is mine, the life and the amulet, and be back before sunrise. Once Lucretia Matthias returns, I am not certain you will be able to manage the deed anymore. She is crazy, insane even, but precognitive like none other, and her presence so far has foiled almost any attempt even I have made to steal from her. I am hoping that an adequate distraction will give you the opportunity to get the job done. Understood?
Consider it done.
These conditions,
Queen,
I think it is possible.
what's this guy look like?
You will know him by the amulet he wears. I expect by now he looks like a bit of a walking corpse, considering he's in his 80s. I haven't seen head nor tail of him, for he has been holed up in St. Selena's Abbey for years. I only know that he still lives. I expect he will be an old, gray, thinning man, perhaps wearing the pentient robes of the falling fire, but still bearing the amulet that he wore when he served on the small council of Drakkenheim.
All right, so I got this written down. Get into the tower, find old man, murder him, steal all his stuff.
Yes.
Sound right?
Any lives you take or treasure you steal is yours to keep along the way. And I can offer you a few resources to help you along the way, for I have spent some time observing the fortress monastery. But I must tell you, once I leave, it is now in the evening. You will only have dawn, only about 8 hours to safely execute this mission. Do you understand?
We can do it faster than 8 hours. Don't even worry.
All right. With that, the Queen of Thieves lays out a great blueprint of the Abbey of St. Selena's before you. I've sent it all to you, but let's see if it works for me to pull it up on screen for everyone in our audience. This is the Abbey of St. Selena's. Once a fortress, once a prison, once an insane asylum, and once a monastery. It has lived many lives. This octagonal fortress lies just at the edge of the Dran River as it exits the city of Drakkenheim from the south ward of the city. So you can see on the map the connecting wall and then the river itself. So the north is actually pointed down on this map. So south is up, north is down, roughly speaking. This abbey, this fortress, says the Queen of Thieves, I do not know precisely where the castellan will be hiding. The large tower there is by right his apartments, but he could be in the church proper, or in the old monk's cells, or the prison, even the gatehouse. And from what I understand, there is a crypt beneath the fortress too. He could be in any of these places.
All right,
Seems we might have to gather some information and shorten our time a little bit before we just go rushing in.
With only 8 hours, it's best to kind of figure out where he is first, you know?
Though Lucretia Matthias has left, be aware that many of her followers still remain at St. Selena's. It is not abandoned. It is still the stronghold of the followers of the Falling Fire. And there are many people who live there the whole time. You will see the camps out the front and even within the courtyard itself. There are it is up to you. I leave it up to you to decide how you would like to infiltrate. Though she points to the extension of the map, I do know that the sewer tunnels leading from here beneath will get you in, perhaps through the well, or there might be a weak point as well in the sewers that you might be able to blow your way through and in to the crypts or the undercrofts of the building itself. Maybe you'll take the walls. I don't care. I don't even care if you get caught in the act, as long as you complete the job.
Well, all right. Me and my crew, we're going to talk about it. We're going to figure out the best way to approach this, and we're going to get that amulet back to you before sunrise. If all we got to deal with are some cultists, there's no monsters, no like big, bad delirium creatures.
I cannot say for certain, although there have always been rumors that the Abbey has been haunted.
Well, there ain't no such thing as ghosts.
Well, we'll be among brethren if that's the case.
I don't know what that means. That's creepy. You're creepy.
Where do we meet you, Queen?
South of the
When
city,
we've got the amulet.
on the road back towards Emberwood Village, there's an old tiller's field with a barn. Meet me there, and then you shall receive your reward.
No problem.
With that, the Queen of Thieves steps up, walks out the room, and leaves the bar. And you are left with the map, the potions, several doses of poison, a necklace of fireballs, and the items that you're equipped with to begin with. What do you want to share? What special gear each of you have?
So Jerry Riggs, little sentence of backstory here. Before he was an artificer, he was rummaging through the rubble outside of the Amethyst Academy Tower, and he found a pair of goggles, which he promptly put on and quickly became the smartest goblin in all the land. It is, in fact, a headband of intellect. And also, I had equipped the 3 orbs of fireballs, so I have that as well. And that is all that I got.
The boogeyman has a family heirloom, pads that he has stuck to the soles of his feet, which give him boots of elven kind, which means he can sneak up right behind you. You might only see his shadow before your throat is slit. That's why they call him the boogeyman. And he grabs a bunch of the poisons off the table, chugs his drink. Come on, Riggs, Dal. We're going to go kill us an old man.
So the poisons that you have are the knockout poisons from the Dungeon Master's Guide. So if you apply these to them, someone that fails a DC 15 Constitution saving throw will become unconscious until they take damage or someone wakes them up. Okay? And you will... I'm going to roll 2d6 to determine how many doses you all get to share between you all. Oh! Boxcars. You get 12 doses of this poison. Use them wisely. You can apply them to a melee or a ranged weapon.
Or each.
And which one is it? Sorry,
this is knockout poison. Basically, yeah.
Most things I knock out stay knocked out. I kill them.
Jill, what gear did you have?
So Dell has the Boots of Flying, which she was bestowed before she came to this realm. And I guess of the potions that we had, there was a potion of invulnerability.
Yeah, so you get a necklace of fireballs with 3 beads, the doses of poison, a full jar of Blackjack Mel's signature ointment, 2 greater healing potions each, the gear that you have, and then amongst the group, a potion of invisibility, a potion of invulnerability, and a potion of gaseous form. So 1 of each of those potions, not per character, but amongst all of you. So there's only 1 total. So you can decide how you want to allocate this equipment, but this is yours to use for the mission.
Ooh, the potion of invisibility.
I already got invisibility. I have a little gadget that helps me not be seen. So one of you can have the invisibility.
Do you want invisibility in gaseous form, Joe? And then I can hold on to the ointment for all of us.
Okay.
And what about the what was the other potion? There was
invulnerability, which I took.
And
invisibility, gaseous form, invulnerability.
Who's taking? Am I taking gaseous form or are you?
You can have it, Mr. Right. Riggs. You wanna get a little gassy?
Always do.
And how many uses of the ointment again is there?
5. It's a full jar.
5.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we all geared up. Everybody got their stuff. We all ready for this mission?
Okay, so I'll just review for you a few of the rules that we're going to be using for our heist mission. Okay. So, I have created a time clock that will stay on screen through the mission. You have 8 hours. Once you arrive at the location, you will have 8 hours in game to complete your mission. So we will be keeping very vigorous track of how much time is passing. Okay. Now these will count up. So as they go up, you can see the clock will fill up until time is up. When time is up, that means that Lucretia Matthias has returned from the Grand Cathedral, where currently the Queen of Thieves is playing out her own gambit. When Lucretia Matthias returns, it's not game over. You just get to deal with it.
Great.
Sounds wonderful.
Now, in addition, I'm going to be sharing with you the alert level of the followers of the Falling Fire. Okay? This is another clock here that counts up from 0 all the way to 4. So as it counts up, the alarm level in the entire place is going to increase, which means that any encounter that you have will have more monsters, more enemies, and the chances of there be and how active and vigilant everyone in the facility is going to increase with each alert level. With basically it working like this. If they're at 0, until you're spotted, they're not suspecting anything. Once it counts up to level 1, they're guarded. Level 2, they're vigilant. Level 3, they're on alert. And level 4, it's full lockdown mode. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how mobilized they will be, and as the alert level goes up, it will be harder and harder for you to move around because there will be more people actively searching, knowing that there is someone who has infiltrated the fortress. And then finally, you have your map itself, and you can use and this is an above ground map of the Abbey of St. Selena's, or St. Selena's Asylum, or the Fortress Monastery. It's changed its names many, many times. You don't have a map that details the underground or the exact floor plan of all the levels. This is the best you're going to get. The walls themselves are quite high. They're about as high as the rest of the city walls, are and about as thick. but I leave it up to you to make your game plan of how you're going to get in, how you're going to find what you're looking for, and how you're going to get out. The Castellan could be anywhere within the complex, so it is up to you to find him, kill him, get his amulet, and bring it back to the Queen of Thieves in order to succeed your mission.
So, knowing that you guys want to hear my smart guy opinion, I think what we got to do is, they said that he's probably in his tower. That's the most likely place for him to be hanging out. So I say we start there.
That would make sense, but we have to figure out the way in. That should be our first
right,
step.
Riggs, what do you think? What's your plan?
Well, my plan usually involves going through the sewers. It's small, it's easy to get through. Nobody likes going in there, so nobody ever looks in there. You know what I'm saying?
This is true. It is not my favorite plan, but I guess it's
not
the most precise.
Not all of us have flappy boots like you do to get over walls and stuff. Old boogeyman here, he can't climb very well.
Don't you tell me what I can't do.
Boogeyman can do what he wants, but I guess if we go based on the lowest common denominator, yes, you're right, you can't fly. But you're right, it is the least guarded method, and we are sneaking in, so...
And Riggs, when we get down there, I don't want you blowing any holes in anything. We got to stay quiet, you hear?
What else am I supposed to do?
Just there'll be a time for it. We can get a shot at this old man. We'll take him out. We get the amulet. We get paid.
All right. Sometimes you guys forget who's in charge in this group, you know?
Yeah, the queen and her money.
Well, for now.
You're right, for now.
So, we all want to go through the sewers then, right? We're in agreement. And I'm going to take that remark you made, Del, and I'm just going to remember that for next time, you know?
I hope your brain can remember it.
I have the best brain out of all of us. Let's go to the sewers. Guys, good plan. Who thought of it? Me.
Let's make our way.
Okay. You leave, gathering up your belongings and the map in hand, the three of you depart from the Skull and Sword Tavern and make for the ruins of Drakkenheim. Following along well-worn paths laid down by the Queen's men, you're able to find a familiar sewer entrance, one of the most popular ways for the many bandit groups that go scrounging through the inner ruins to make their way into Drakkenheim. This is a route that you all know quite well. And you take the sewers underneath the spokes of the southern part of Drakkenheim, winding your way through the dangerous paths as ratlings and fishfolk eye you from afar. They do not follow these pathways, for they know that the Queen's men guard this way well. You come to the fork in the underground passageways that will lead you back towards... From here, the pathway forks off, one leading you back towards the inner strongholds held by the Queen's men, and another towards St. Selena's. The pathway winds along, you follow the sewer ways, and before long, you begin to recognize the sounds of the drains, the familiar sound that tells you that you are getting close to the exit points of the sewer itself, where they drain out into the Dran River. And this is how you know that you're getting close to St. Selena's. One of these side passages will lead you down into the undercomplexes beneath St. Selena's Abbey. The only question is where will it take you from there? As you catch the dying light from the passageway where it opens out into the rivers, you can see that the pathway that you are now extending on kind of spokes out in several different directions. One pathway from here would lead you right underneath the walls of the southern part of St. Selena's, where it touches the Dran River. So on our map there, that the tower, the small tower that's over the waterways themselves, it would probably exit out into the water here. But as this passageway comes through, you can see that you could switch out from the sewer passageway into the aquifer, which might connect to the well leading into the courtyard. Otherwise, there are a few other passageways that may lead up into the understructure of the barracks too. And there's always the chance that one of the walls here might, several of the walls here are cracked and broken, and it seems like a quick smash inwards to them with some kind of explosive could blow them away, revealing what lies beyond.
Where are we, Riggs?
You say that like I'm the navigator. I can get through walls and doors, but I mean we're underground. According to my approximations, we're probably pretty near St. Selena's. This is looks like the river over here. I'm guessing that we have a bunch of ways to go. Do you guys think we should go for the well? Should we go for the walls? Try to blow our way in? What do you guys think?
Well, on the map, the Castellan's chambers are, I assume, the structure in the middle could be considered where they would stay.
So the structure in the middle of the map is the church itself. So there is a church built in the middle of the St. Selena's, and that is the church. You can see that there are 8 towers surrounding the building, but one of the towers is the largest of them all. That tower is the Castellan's Tower. So it is the northernmost tower of the whole fortress. The brown buildings along the top of the map, along the water's edge, those are the barracks or the cells. They call those the cells because at one point they were cells for prisoners, and at one point they were cells for monks. So it's kind of a double entendre. There's also the gatehouse, the courtyard itself, and the walls and the other towers.
If you guys want a strategy, I think if I could offer one, a lot of us could maybe, be quiet or invisible. And if we come up through the well, since we know there's an entry point there, we can see it on the map. We come up through the well, we're invisible, we're hidden. We sneak to the tower, we go in. We look there first because our target, that's the best, most likely place. And as long as we're not heard or seen, we could get in there and kill him, steal his amulet, nobody will even know. Bing, bang, boom. Then we get out.
There's a lot of courtyard between the well and the Castellan's Tower.
Yeah, man, that's why I said we go invisible. Come on, you're the boogeyman. You never been through a courtyard without being seen before?
I don't have to get that close. I can usually kill him.
Well, we could move through the prison area, the area that they keep,
Cells.
the cells, through a tower and then across the walls. It looks like they're connected.
Well, I see what you're saying. So we go through the barracks, onto the walls, through the walls, to the big tower. Could work. Why don't we do this? If the courtyard looks scary, if we get up there and there's people in that courtyard, we make a break for the barracks.
Agreed. If there's no one around, we can sneak past in the courtyard.
Well, Riggs, you got quite the plan.
Always do. I came up with it. We'll take the barracks. It's my plan.
All right, let's go up this well. I've been up a few wells in my day.
Okay. So the sewer line that drains out here has a connecting drain hatch that leads into the aqueducts underneath that would connect to the well. Smashing through one of the grates, you can see the palest light coming in from the top of the well overhead, and looming above are the towers of the inner part of the courtyard, and you can just see the steeple of the church itself. This is definitely the well at the center of the courtyard. Already, you can hear a humming echoing down the walls. There is... It sounds like a chant, a hymn, is resonating out and echoing down the walls.
So much for the courtyards being quiet, you know. It looks like we're going to probably be making a break for that barracks house, as was my idea originally.
What do you think, Del? Think we're interrupting a prayer?
I think they're always praying around here. We wouldn't be really interrupting anything. I think that's the point.
You guys got any ideas for how to get a rope up there?
The well's passage is about 60 feet up from here.
Well, Del, take my end of the rope, fly on up there, tie it up.
I could do that. Pass me the rope.
Here you go.
And I use my boots of flying and I like fly up to the top and kind of like, I don't peek all the way up, but I look for anything to tie it on with.
Okay. As you fly up the shaft of the well, you can all roll me a d6.
Uh-oh.
4.
2.
1.
Okay.
And so it begins.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here goes flawless plan.
Del, as you fly up the well, the sounds of the hymn become louder and louder. And as you do so, with the rope in hand, you can see that this is a roofed well. So there's a roof over the top, and you can see, looking straight up, there is the roof of the whole thing has the bucket over the place. It's been drawn all the way up. And as you come up towards the top of the well, give me a perception check.
21.
21. Okay. As you fly up, you hear, over the sounds of the hymns, several wet, muddy footprints approaching the well.
Perfect.
Can I? No. I don't know. What do you got?
What are you going to do, Del?
Can I I guess I cast darkness using my key points.
Okay.
On myself.
Okay. You cast darkness on yourself, emanating the darkness. Can you see through your own magical darkness? No.
Nope.
Okay.
I stopped flying.
All right. So you stop flying, and you're just short of the well, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough for, like, again, not quite at the top, but if I were to emanate it out, it would, like, reach the top and they couldn't see past it.
Okay. You hear the footprints stop and the sound of a heavy bucket being put on the edge of the well. And all of a sudden the sound of the crank as the bucket comes flying downwards. Make a dexterity saving throw. The bucket might hit you in the head on its way past.
16 plus 7,
okay.
23.
You feel just the edge of this wooden bucket sail past your face, and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the pool with a loud splash. And then you hear it being hauled back upwards.
The poison in the No, never mind.
No, I'm doing it. Do I see? Can I see the bucket, or can I tell when it's coming up?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Do you want disadvantage because I'm in darkness?
Yeah. you're relying on your hearing entirely, basically.
Oh, I'm rolling so good. Okay. 21 with disadvantage.
Okay, you hear it. What are you gonna do? You only got one moment to act. As it's pulling.
I take the poison and I pour it.
Yeah.
It's time for a little fun, eh, guys?
Okay.
If a few of them go to sleep a little early, it's less for us to worry about.
Okay. The bucket gets pulled up, and you hear this sloshing sound as it sounds like the bucket is being emptied into another bucket. And then the bucket gets lowered down again.
I'm gonna pour one of my poisons in to the second bucket. Guys, this is great. We could just poison them all and then just walk in there.
Okay. The bucket comes back up once again, and you hear another sloshing sound from above. It comes down a third time.
Oh, it's my turn. And I empty one of my vials into the bucket.
Okay.
How many vials did we had? Four each.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be a pretty strong dose. In that,
and as the bucket is pulled back up, you hear another sloshing sound as it's emptied into again. But the bucket comes down a fourth time.
Man, they must drink a lot of water up there. How many of them are there?
Uh-oh.
What is this? Is this water like, is this holy water? It doesn't look holy. It just looks like regular old water. I say quietly.
Just waiting for them to finish filling
I'm
up.
just-
I picture we're like just looking up at black darkness as a bucket will sometimes come through and then fly back up.
We're like sitting here like waiting.
They can
We're like,
they continue to draw water.
How long are they going through the buckets? Like, how many are they still going after 10 minutes?
Are they? It takes them about 5 minutes to fill a bucket.
so it's been like 15,
Yeah.
moving on to 20 minutes. Guys, I don't know if we can stick around here. Maybe there's another way in. I don't know about
Because
this.
it goes down fast, but it takes them these are big buckets, right? They got to really haul it back up and empty it. So it's laborious to bring it back up the well.
Del, we're on the clock.
I go back down the well, still in darkness, and
Another
As
bucket
balls are-
sails past you.
as it keeps going down, I say, "Gentlemen, I think this is going to be a harder way for us to get in. Shall we consider another route?"
Yeah, sure. Do you want to try? Maybe there's a passage right up into the guardhouse.
Let's take another look.
All right, we're looking for something that
Don't
we're
even
looking
know.
at the map, and according to where the well is, I'm going to try to find a path
Okay.
that leads us.
So the
toward-
well is at a branching point here. So there is the sewer passageway that you've taken in that then connects back up to the river. And you can see where the sewer is spewing out into the river. But you're also in the aqueduct. So the aqueduct and the sewer are the two different lines. And they are even though they move past each other, they are not connected to each other. The aqueduct is coming from this well, but the source of the aqueduct is to the north, and the direction that it moves is back up towards the Castellan's Tower itself.
Guys, this tunnel here leads actually right towards the tower that we're trying to get to. If we could spare a few minutes to wander on down there, we might be able to find an easier way in. I don't know how much time you want to waste taking chances, but I don't really have any navigator tools on me.
Worst comes to worst, we blow up a wall.
Well, I'm very good at that. I got a few explosives here. It's amazing what you can do with a little bit of delirium and some fire.
All right, Riggs, let's go check it out. And if we have to, we can come back and blow a hole in the wall. But let's try to stay sneaky.
All right, fine. And I crawl up onto your shoulder. Let's go.
And I have to really hunch over now. So I
I'm
don't
walking
drag your head along.
pretty swiftly. So I dispel my darkness and I start to walk in that direction, but I can walk like 55 feet.
Okay.
Pretty.
You're a speed walker.
I'm a speed walker.
Heading along the aqueduct, the water is flowing this way towards the well. As it does so, after several hundred feet, you get to the point where the aquifer must be right underneath the castellan's tower. But as you follow the path of the aquifer, it goes beneath the water table, and the whole passageway is flooded with fresh water from here.
Man. Probably should have planned for this. If we were going through the sewers, I probably should have brought my breathing apparatuses for you guys, but I kind of forgot to pack them. Anybody good at swimming?
I want to. I'm gonna hold my breath and dunk and just try to see down to see if I can see an end to the where it comes back up.
So you want to dive into the water and see?
I want to dunk my head underwater, yeah, where it starts to go under.
Okay. Dunking your head underwater. It continues at a slight angle from here until the edge of your dark vision. At least 60 feet.
How's everybody at holding their breath? Who's anybody? Guys, I told you I could get you into any place. We just need to find the right way, right? I could swim this. We can swim this. There's always a way in. Usually there's just something I can blow up.
How fast can we swim? How fast do we know we can swim?
Your swimming speed is typically half your land speed.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Dell, you're the fast walker.
You can swim quite quickly.
Guys, I got one last idea. I'm just gonna see how long this takes. We're gonna get an approximate idea. We're gonna have to use our brains a little bit and do some calculations. But can my homunculus survive underwater? Is he water resistant?
They're constructs. They don't need to breathe.
All right. So I pull out the little twirling sphere with the helicopter, who I have named Twizzler, and I put him underwater. I'm like, listen, Twiz, you're just gonna go on down until you reach the end.
The propeller,
come on back.
What was now a airborne propeller, is now a waterborne propeller. So I'll say that with his construction, he can just kind of move like a submersible at his regular speed.
All right. So he's moving at, would you say his fly speed or his regular? Yeah. Okay. So he can fly 30 feet. So how long does it take him to get there and back?
About only 2 rounds to get to the edge of your dark vision.
What if I have him go until he reaches the end of the tunnel and then back?
And then comes back? Okay.
Yeah.
Where it becomes where you can raise above the water again.
Yeah.
He comes back only less than a minute later. And can he communicate to you, your homunculus? Can he speak?
No, I'm actually I'm trying to calculate how long it took. He can understand the languages I speak and take commands, but it doesn't say anything about him being able to talk.
When he comes back, he kind of beeps and boops, and you can infer from speaking to him that there is a way. There's an opening after about 80 feet.
All right, guys, we've got about an 80-foot swim. Now, I'm not much for speed swimming here, but can we dash and swim? Is that something you can do?
Yeah, you can.
So if I put in maximum effort, I can make it maybe 30 feet per 6 seconds approximately. It's a weird calculation, but that's what we're going with.
You got any propellers in there? In that in your bag?
You know, when I said I was the gadget guy and I had a gadget for every situation, apparently I didn't foresee these situations coming up. I can blow things up. I can set things on fire. I can make things explode. That's the same as blowing them up, but I'm trying to fill out my resume, you know?
Can I empty my water skin
Mm-hmm.
and make like a
A
a
makeshift
jury-rig, like
lung.
a breathing apparatus?
It's got some air in it, but a makeshift thing like that is not going to take you very far. It'll get you like one more round of breath.
For
One
me,
more
I'm just like tapping my foot, being like, I'm ready to go when you are.
All right. I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
It's
a narrow passage. Well, Riggs can certainly make his way through, and the lithe Dell certainly can. There's a small chance that you could get stuck going down this way, Boogeyman.
Uh-oh. I'm too big. Make sure I can fit, Dell.
So you go first, and then I can always, shadow step around you if I need to.
Okay, so who's going to go first?
I guess the boogeyman.
All right, Boogie, you're first. Okay.
So I'm gonna dunk and just like take off under the water. Why are you doing that with your eyebrows?
Okay.
And swim and dash.
You swim forward. It's not long before you can see a glimmer of an opening leading upwards to a cistern ahead. It's a very narrow opening, though. Make an acrobatics check to slip through.
Oh, I'm gonna lose some fur, I think. 15.
With a pop, you swim through. There's a burst of bubbles. And you are facing a short vertical shaft, leads upward. You're swimming against the water right here. And you can hear the sound of a waterfall. Because there's this pipe that you just swam through, and the pipe is being filled up by this falling water coming from up above, only about 20 feet up above. And there is this small well, and you look up and you see a stone ceiling above you.
So I'm gonna, to make sure that they have room behind me, I'm gonna start to make my way up the shaft silently.
How closely are the rest of you following?
I was probably about like 5 feet gap between him and I.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I'm going next.
I was gonna say
the two of you are small enough that you don't need to make these checks. You don't get stuck, and it's far enough with a deep breath. You're able to swim your way through. You are at the base of a large tower. Here, up at the top of this falling water, it's actually a fountain coming from a hole in the wall that drains into this pipe that then drains down back into the aquifer. It's a fresh water source. And the room that you're in is a large storeroom. There is the base of this. You are at this underground level of this tower. It is some 15 feet in height to the vaulted stone ceiling above, and there's a spiral staircase leading up to the next level. There is actually a door coming off this chamber as well, and all through this room is the sound of the water. Then the room is packed with crates and barrels and other wet provisions and other supplies. The doorway that you can see in this room is locked with a very large and new-looking padlock. The room is unlit.
So we've all climbed out and we're standing in this unlit room now, right?
Yes.
Climb up and in.
And this room fills the whole circumference of this tower, so it is some 80 feet in diameter.
You guys, gather round. All right, listen. I'm just going to do a little finagling here, and I'm going to make sure we're all a little bit more robust to handle any upcoming situations. And I'm going to cast Aid, and my homunculus is going to like land on each of you and like just inject you with something.
Ugh.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm casting Aid. You guys all get 5 extra, or 5. Your hit point maximum increases by 5.
Well, at this stage, you are all now in the tower of the Castellan in St. Selena's Abbey, and the first hour has passed.
If we're going to do this in less than 8 hours, we should hurry ourselves. There's no guarantee he's in this tower. We need to find him fast.
Yeah, let's get out of this storeroom, draw ourselves off, and go find this old man.
Well, my assumption is he's probably up, so we should probably head in that general direction.
Great observation, Riggs.
Thanks, Boogie.
I'm gonna go to the door. It's locked from the inside.
Yes, the padlock is on this side of the room. So in this room, there's a staircase leading up along the edge of the tower, spiraling upwards. And at the top of the stairs is another door. It's a vaulted iron-bound door, but it doesn't seem to have a padlock or anything. You're not sure if it's unlocked or locked or not from this side. But at the base of the stairs across the room, between the staircase and the cistern, where the water is flowing in, are all the piles of supplies that are kept down here. And then there is a locked and barred room. And it is padlocked from this side.
You guys want to see what's in this room, or is this part of the mission?
Someone watch the door. Let's get this door open.
You think you can open it?
With a little help.
I'll help you out. I got some gadgets here.
I'll keep an eye, a lookout.
All right, let's get this party started, eh?
So I'm going to try to open the door.
I'm going to help him.
Okay. You have a set of these tools?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yes.
What you can all do then is, first, all of you can roll me a d6.
I knew it.
5.
6.
5.
Okay. Give me a
Failed me
thievery.
before.
Give me a thieves tool check, Joe.
11.
Okay.
Wait, with advantage because I'm helping?
Oh, the two of you are working
Yeah.
together? Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Can we get advantage? Oh, baby. That might save us. 20.
Okay.
That's better.
The padlock snaps open, revealing in the room beyond a small hallway leading into an armory. There is a manner of suits of plate armor, shields, arrows, and ammunition for siege weapons down here, and several barrels that are filled with explosive bombs.
Guys, I forgot my bag of holding at home. Could have taken all this.
Did the queen say anything about sabotage?
Sabotage, and she said that we could take whatever we need. See anything you guys like?
Take the bombs for sure.
Okay. There are 4 bombs in working condition. You can throw these bombs 30 feet, and where they land, they do 46 fire damage with a DC 12 dexterity saving throw for half.
Oh.
Briggs, you're the explosion expert here.
Oh, I've already got them in my bag.
There's also a large amount of ammunition, armor, and weapons, and ammunition for what look like bastila bolts.
Tell me, Boogie, can you lift a bastila? Fire it like a crossbow? Because, I mean, I've seen you do some pretty badass things, but that would be probably, like, the most badass.
Is there like a big crossbow in here?
There are some big crossbows. Like, they would be considered heavy crossbows, but these ones are the type that most regular people would need to put them on the battlements of a castle wall to properly fire them. They're extremely large.
It's not my style.
Don't
I'm
wear
more
your
of a close encounters sort of guy.
I hold up my giant mechanical crossbow machine and I compare it. Is mine better and cooler and bigger?
Not larger, but certainly cooler.
It's about the style, you know. It's the size. It's not always about
It's
it.
not always about size.
Look at me. I'm 3 feet tall, baddest guy in town.
I think we have all the equipment we need. We came in with a lot.
Can we rig sabotage the door to make it so it can't easily be opened?
You had to pick the padlock, so that padlock needs repairs before it gets closed again.
I mean, I have a way, but it's gonna take some of my juice. I don't know how important this is for the mission.
I just think if they came looking for their weapons, if we set off the alarm, it might be a little easier if they can't get at them.
Do you think it's valuable enough to warrant some of the good stuff?
I was thinking just make it a little harder for them to get in this door, or maybe set a booby trap.
Does the door open in or out?
It opens. It opens outward, and there's kind of like a bar window in the middle of it.
Could we rig it so that way when they open it, one of the bombs gets set off?
Absolutely.
Oh,
We're gonna take one of those bombs and do that.
I'm also going to use mending to fix the padlock, but can I alter it as I fix it? Or is it going to be the same padlock?
Make me a check with your Tinker's tools.
Tinker's tools? What abilities? Is that going to be intelligence? Yeah. All right.
Sabotage.
Oh, also I have alchemist supplies, so yeah, we can.
I get a 21.
Okay, the next person to open this door is going to have a very bad day.
Good. Yeah, just rigged up an old explosive and we're good to go. Nobody's coming in for armor or weapons anytime soon.
Well done. Now let's go find this old man.
Good plan, me.
Okay.
Let's go find this old man.
I'm going to sneak up the stairs and listen against the door.
Okay. Against the door, you hear the sounds of small conversation. There are at least 3, maybe 4 voices. They are mumbling softly to themselves. Sounds like they might be praying.
Who had that potion of gaseous form?
I got it.
Riggs, do you want to take a look out?
Yeah, I could do that. Probably safer than flying a Twizzler out there. You might get spotted, you know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you guys want me to take a little look around as a fart?
Scout the area, see what you can see. And what's a fart?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll learn one of these days, especially hanging out with this guy. And I point over to Boogeyman.
Just hurry up, Riggs.
All right.
Time's ticking.
I pop open the potion and I'm like, bottoms up. And I take a swig of the gaseous form potion.
Okay, so Riggs, you become a fart, and you can now fit underneath the openings of the door.
I drift into the next room.
Okay. The room, as before, fills the entire diameter of this tower. The doorway opens up from the side of the wall, and you are in a room where there is immediately opposite, on the other side of the room, there is another spiral staircase leading upwards again. But this is the main level of the tower because you can see a big set of double doors which are open, leading out into the courtyard. There are several arrow-slit windows along the top of this level with ladders leading up to them that people could take as artillery posts. It seems like the ground level of the inside of these buildings is offset from the ground level outside. And so in this room, there is a large circular table over which is hanging a very old and battered iron chandelier candelabra. And there are several deer's heads and other animals hung up around in this room. It is... and then there's a circular table with several old rickety wooden chairs that have definitely might have been very nice decades ago, but are almost rotting through. There are several old banners bearing the coat of arms of Drakkenheim hung up on the walls, but placed over the banners, over one of the banners, is the symbol of the falling fire. In this room, sitting about the table, praying over a meal, are 3 women and a man. All of them are wearing heavy cloaks that are made of black fabric with a red and white trim around them. All of them have their hoods drawn up that almost come down right in front of their foreheads. The 3 of them are all in prayer over a very meager looking meal of that looks like little more than bread, cheese, and a bit of very cheap looking wine. There's a few candles lit in the middle of the table and the candles up above. There is a rack of these large crossbows and arrows set by the ladders where the artillery posts are in this room, and there's a couple weapons that are placed against the walls. The 4 people in this room, they're all humans, and all of them have their you can see that all of them have the hood of the cloaks that they're wearing is quite wide open, and it hangs down almost bearing their chests slightly, and you can see that there is a bit of a purple glow coming out from underneath their clothing in the middle of their chests. But all 4 of them are not wearing any armor, and they don't appear to be armed at all.
All right, so I am going to continue to the other side of the room where there's the spiral staircase going up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a door of any sort blocking it there?
There is a door at the top of the stairs, but you can slide right under it.
Before I slide under it, does the door look locked, or do I see any locking mechanism on it from this side?
There is it could be locked. There is a keyhole on it, but if the door is locked or not, you'd have to check it first.
Okay. I'm gonna just drift under that door as well onto the next level.
Okay. So the stairs actually can continue up quite long, more than just the spiral, and there's a few artillery posts along the way as you continue up the stairs, and they raise up about 40 feet in total before coming out onto the level of the battlements themselves. So sorry, they come up 40 feet, and there's a mid-section artillery post that is set up like the room before, except in this room there's the artillery post again looking out onto the river, and this room itself has a small fireplace in the center of it, and there are several mattresses strewn about in the midst of the room, and then the stairs continue up again to another room of similar appearance that then continues up one more time, but this level has 2 doors leading off of it out onto the walls and the battlements themselves.
I'm gonna keep going up. I'm like, at this point, since I'm using this gaseous form, which lasts what, an hour?
Yes.
So I am going to go. I'm looking for our target. I'm gonna try to like scout. I'm going up till I'm in an area that might look more elegant, or like the castellan is there. I just want to get eyes on him and then return to my friends.
Okay. You continue up in gaseous form, and the stairs end at this level, and then they wrap around the level, and there's a room inside amidst the wraparound. So the room then looks out, and there's hoardings that have been built that provide artillery posts and a full 360 degrees of observation over the whole level. There's an internal door that leads into another room, and as you slide under that door, you can see that this room is set up as a very well-appointed office. There is a chimney leading. There's a chimney and a fireplace in this room, and the room itself is filled with all manner of rotting bookshelves, some of which are in okay condition. A bar with a decanter of wine, a half-eaten meal, and various papers are all strewn about. And there's a spiral staircase that continues up one more time from this room.
I'm gonna go up that spiral staircase. I'm like so far away from you guys. I hope nothing bad happens.
I'm actually, in the meantime, I'm gonna motion to Del that we're gonna wait at the bottom of the stairs. So if we hear someone come in the door or come towards the door, we have a chance to react.
At the top of this tower, Riggs, is a rather Spartan bedroom. It has some personal effects and some old bits of clothing, and the top of this level has a balcony looking out over the water itself. It could be used as a fortified position as well, but this is the highest point of the tower where it ends. There's a bit of a rafter and an attic as it comes up to a conical roof, but the room is totally empty aside from a bird cage filled with owls on the balcony.
I see all that, and I'm gonna just go all the way back down to the main level. Actually, I'm just gonna return back to my crew.
Okay.
And then gas. All right, guys, I got a layout of the place, but there's a problem. I don't see our target anywhere.
Do you know if he's just not in his room, but his room is considered to be upstairs?
It looked like it probably could have been his room. I took a little gander around. It looked pretty neat. Looked like somebody a little more higher up, but not Lucretia's place, They didn't really describe how he looked, though. Is he an owl?
No, he's a man.
An old man, not an old owl. Well, then I guess we're out of luck, because I only found a cage full of owls, but maybe one of them's his familiar.
Maybe. He could be preying somewhere in this establishment, but
we now
run harder.
We run the risk. So the thing is, this is a pretty hefty place, and a person like the Castellan, he might know a few tricks, kind of like the tricks that I know. Like how to be unseen, how to be sneaky. Maybe he's in the room. Maybe I just couldn't see him. There's a lot of risks involved, though. We got a room with 3 people praying. We got another room where it looks like 4 people praying. Sorry, can't count good. Sometimes I get a little confused. Let me just adjust the goggles. And the next room, there's people sleeping. Were there people sleeping, or was it empty just with mattresses?
One of them was empty. The other had a few people meandering about in that chamber. They didn't look like quite like the people before. They were still wearing the robes, but they were carrying weapons themselves. They had crossbows.
I have an idea.
Yeah, Del, you tell me where we need to go and I'll get us
One
there.
final
No
detail
problem.
that I'll mention is on that second level out on the battlements, there was a bell.
There's also a bell, so we probably want to disable that. That might actually be key. If we can at least get up there to disable the bell, then they can't ring if they catch us. That might help us not get the alert people looking for us when we're sneaking all about,
So, the thing is, we don't know where the Castellan is right now, right?
Mhm.
We need to find out. And you know who probably knows? One of those robed fellows that's just beyond this door. Now,
there's 4 of them. Do we kill 3 and save 1?
we could. I do know how to silence a crowd. And, well, Boogeyman, you know how to be invisible. I say we take care of the rest and keep one of them and have a little fun with them to figure out where the Castellan is. What do you say?
If you cast silence on that group, any sort of explosion that I put in there isn't going to make a sound.
Well, I think we need to go in a little bit more stealthily than an explosion right off the bat, just so we don't blow all their faces off, because we do need to keep one. But
Del,
you're
this time
right.
we'll do it your way.
If we can get one of them out, you can explode them in the silence. I don't care, as long as we get the information we want.
Yeah.
Del, I like your style.
You never say that to me, Boogeyman.
Look, kid, you've got a lot of moves yourself, but I'm gonna trust Del and running the show on this one.
I
What
thought
are you
we
saying,
were best
Del?
friends.
Now, my only thought is, and Monty, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a door open to the outside court.
Yes.
So we do need to take care of the door first. But I don't see why we can't get the drop on them if it's silent in that room.
Is it a doorway or is it a door?
It is a
It's a
door. It is a double doors
doors.
that are open.
One of us should go up invisibly and just close the doors.
You guys, leave it to me. I got the doors. That's my job. I take care of the doors. You guys take care of the killing. I'll go make sure those doors are closed. You get the silence on those guys. Boogeyman, you do what you do best.
So I say silence first. But, I mean, we got to coordinate. But we've done this before. Silence, door, murder.
The old silence door murder. It's one of our easiest and best working plans.
All right. At least
silence door murder.
the key is to not alert the armed guards upstairs.
Mhm.
Yeah, no
Agreed.
doubt.
Under no circumstances can we let them know that this is happening.
I'll be quiet as a kitten.
Quieter.
Oh. All right. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So, what are you going to do?
So we're gonna. I feel like we go to the edge of the door before we open it. I chug the potion of invisibility.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
How big is the room that they're in?
The room is a circular room. There's the stairway going up, the stairway going down on opposite sides of the room. And then between the staircases is the door. And then on the opposite the door are the artillery posts where the crossbows are. And then in the middle of the room is a large circular table that they're all sitting around. The room is 80
How?
The room's 80
80?
feet in diameter.
Okay.
So
So
40
I'm gonna
foot
cast
radius.
I'm going to cast it on the center of the room where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the radius?
But
on
before,
silence?
I want to make sure I don't do it because they're praying right now. So they're actually saying things. So I want to make sure it's like right before we're ready to go, I cast
Can you?
it.
Yeah, maybe you can do it as I appear. Like that'll be your cue.
And
So I'm gonna
Riggs,
stab.
Riggs needs to be ready at the door.
Oh, I got the doors. Don't worry.
So when you see me appear into existence, that's the moment to.
Because you
To,
guys are going to open a door and close a door.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Super stealth.
Okay, we open this door.
I'm gonna open it a crack just to let Riggs out. But how? I want to open it ever so gently.
You know what? Do you think I have minor illusion. I can make another sound to grab their attention as we're opening the first door.
Go for it. I got tons of stuff.
Maybe a
to make
gust of
distractions. I can make a recorded message. I can make you do your prestidigitation. So you cast the prestidigitation. When
Time
they all
is
look,
ticking.
we go. Time to go.
I'm
So I
going to
check
do
my
loud, kind of
potion of
louder
invisibility.
prayers outside, but the direction, I guess I got to see it. As we're opening the door, essentially my first thing is I want to point and minor illusion like the prayers happening on the other side of where the door is. Like not where we are, but like closer to the
Sorry,
other doors.
Where the stairs
The
are.
sound of prayers.
Like loud prayer, like that swell up.
Okay, and you want to draw their attention towards the door with that noise?
No, towards the opposite end of the room.
Not our door that we're opening.
Your door that you're opening is only about
Yeah.
10 feet from the double doors.
Okay.
It's on the same
Okay.
side of the room. Yeah.
No, but across the room is the staircase that goes up.
Yes, that's correct. And then the door, the staircase goes up, and then there's a door up there. So it's quite a ways away. Like the doorway at the top of the stairs is not visible from this floor until you actually are halfway up the stairs.
So what's across from us is the other stairs going up.
Maybe just
so
like
maybe I'll
some
do, like,
pebbles falling, or like
praise
a
the
gust of
flame
wind.
or something along those lines. like the guys upstairs are being rowdy with their prayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing is I don't want to rise the guys upstairs. Ugh, okay.
I think you just make a small sound, like if you just do like a something being thrown, almost like it's being thrown over there.
Okay. Like a pebble on the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Like a slinky falling down the stairs. Just
Okay.
like-
So the minor illusion as we're opening the door to grab their attention on the other side, as almost like something's like falling or dropping.
Okay.
And then you guys, do you want to like invisible now?
I'm already
I'm
invisible.
chugging my I already chugged
Okay.
my invisibility, so we're both
So-
invisible.
Okay. Are we ready?
And
You already made the sound, so I'm already going.
yeah.
Okay. I did
I
them. We
Quiet
do
open the door.
quiet open the door, minor illusion, the sound on the other side of the room.
And then I dash for the big doors.
Okay. So what I'm gonna have you do, I'll do first, is roll for initiative first.
Oh,
Del, what do you got?
9.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Riggs and Boogeyman.
23.
Okay. So then I want you to all roll a stealth check.
Yes, we didn't.
Do we get advantage if we're invisible?
No, they get disadvantage
No,
on their checks to notice you.
Always get that wrong.
25 on stealth. Hot dice.
25 as well.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Clang, clang.
And so
I
tell
Got
me.
a bunch of machinery.
Okay, so Riggs, you're closing the door,
I'm running up to close the double doors.
and Boogie, where are you going?
I'm heading straight to the group of the 4 of them.
Okay.
With my short sword in hand.
And Del, you're casting silence as soon as you act. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now all of you roll me a d6.
I got a 4.
1.
6.
Okay.
I don't know. What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Okay. So. As you open the doors up and rush into the room, the group of the monks, the noise that you cause as a distraction, they don't even look up from their prayers. They're all just still looking downward as you rush into the room. But the noise that you created of the falling objects, you realize that it is repeated because there's somebody coming down the stairs and they just drop their crossbow and it falls down to the bottom of the stairs with a clatter as the silent spell goes off. The door is shut, and Boogie, you rush up right behind one of these praying monks.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a beat, and I'm gonna make my way.
It's
fuck.
your turn. Like so basically, we're on our first round. So Boogie, you move up. Basically, they're surprised. All of them are.
Assassinate.
So I want to stab him in like the side, and I want to at the same time grab him and fully pull him off, like in hopes that they won't even see it because they're in silence. They got their heads down. When you never look up for prayer, so I just stab him and I just pull him off the bench.
Okay, make your attack roll. Your victim is surprised.
Ugh. You're an assassin, right?
Yeah, this is going to be
get
messy.
I get a 26 to hit.
That is a hit.
So if I go first, it's a crit. And I do surprise attack plus sneak attack plus damage. So it does 46 damage.
Plus 76.
64 damage.
Okay, so this guy's very dead.
So
Tell
I
us
get
what
him right
happens.
in like the. I get him. I have my short sword like upside down. I come up behind him. I just I face palm him, like my whole hand covers his face, and I muffle him as I stab up into like basically almost into his skull, through his rib cage.
So, wait,
And-
are
and
you
I just-
stabbing upwards under the chin?
Into the side, like into his
Oh,
ribs.
into it-
And it just goes right up
Oh.
and like through his heart, across his body. And I just pick his lifeless body up and I just lay it ever so gently to the side.
And not a noise is heard because you're in the area of. So, Riggs, you come in. So that's your turn, Boogie. Anything else you want to do?
And I'm gonna use because now I'm appeared.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to hide myself, my big lurking self, behind the other guy. So against the far wall. So if someone comes down, they don't immediately see.
Okay, you won't be able to hide from the monks, but you can reposition yourself with your cunning action. Yeah.
So I'm gonna cunning action, and I'm gonna try to hide behind, like just so I'm out of view of someone coming down the stairs.
Okay, so Riggs, it's your turn. So you rush in and close the doors. You are still invisible. Closing the doors is your interaction, so you still have your action. What would you like to do?
So there's somebody coming down the stairs, right? I'm going to. All right. I'm going to load up my weapon. You actually see me pull out some delirium crystals from my bag and load them into a hatch on my gun. Actually, you don't see it because I'm invisible, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to ready an action that as soon as somebody comes down that staircase, I'm going to blast them with Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Remember, they're not in the silence, just so you know.
Okay.
Ray of Frost isn't that loud.
We go to the monks, but they're surprised. Dell, it's your turn.
Okay. So I walk up to one of the other monks and I just start.
Now, did you? Yeah. This turn is the surprise round, in which I assume is when you're going to cast silence.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can cast silence, and yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, come on up.
All right.
Water's great.
We now go to the top of the round. Okay. Silence is in the center of the room. There's a moment of realization when the monks see out of the corner of their eye what's just happened, and they stand to their feet, and 3 of them go to scream, but nothing comes out of their mouths. And as they see the intruders come in the room, Riggs, they actually still don't see you. As they see the intruders come into the room, they throw back their robes, and beneath, all of them are ripped. Like, they're super muscular underneath, and aside from the band that goes across their chests, all of them have there's these bands and bandages going all across their chests and their upper bodies, but then you can see the shard of delirium sticking out of the center of their chests, embedded, and it just pulses with this light. And as they do so, all of them strike a martial arts pose. Boogie, it is your turn.
I have. Can they can see me, right?
Yes, they can see you.
Obviously, yeah. I just stab the next one in front of me.
Okay. So there's no advantage, there's no surprise, I'm afraid now.
I crit. I still got the boogeyman stats.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 17 damage.
As you rush up and stab towards the man, there's the man and 2 women remaining, and he moves as if to dodge it, but he doesn't move well, and the blow goes right in between his ribs, and he gasps for air, but he's still standing.
And then I'm gonna use my cunning action to disengage and move towards this, just on the blind side of the stairs. So if someone did come down, they wouldn't be able to see me.
Okay, so Riggs, this rather thin-looking man in leather armor comes down the stairs and rushes to pick up his crossbow. Your ready to action goes off.
So all of a sudden, a little goblin with a gun the size of him appears in the middle of the room, smoking a cigar, and it's just like, "Friend, you lost? Sorry, there was a draft. Had to close the door. You look a little cold." And then I charge up my cannon and blast him with a ray of frost.
Go for it.
Nice.
22.
That is a hit.
So I do 14 damage.
All right. The frost rushes through the man's veins. And he's barely standing. He's bloodied.
And his speed is reduced by 10 feet.
He sees this happening, and he yelps, and the yelp echoes through the room because he's not in the area of the silence spell. He reaches for his crossbow, picks it up, and fires it at you. Getting only a 12 to hit.
I actually block it with my gun, and it like
he goes to scramble up the stair, back up the stairs, and he starts yelling, "Help! Help! Help!"
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's what I wanted to avoid.
And Jerry Riggs, it's your turn.
I walk over to the stairs, and I look over, and I pull the cigar out of my mouth, and I look at Boogie, and I go, "All right, we're doing this my way now." And I go up the stairs, and he's moving at half speed. So how far up the stairs was he able to crawl?
He was only able to get like 10 feet up the stairs.
I stand over top of him, and I point my big cannon right at his head, and I'm like, "Sorry, friend, you're being a little too loud for us." And I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost again.
Cool.
I get a 26.
That's a hit.
So
you blow his brains out.
Yeah, I basically liquid nitrogen his head, and then I knock him back down the stairs, and it shatters on the ground as he lands
Just
at the bottom
ice
of the
cubes
stairs.
shattering all down the stairs.
And then I stand there holding my gun ready for anybody else who tries to come down these stairs.
Okay. So, with that, the monks, seeing the carnage wrought by Boogie, two of them move. One of the other monk that you stabbed comes back, and Boogie, he goes to punch you 3 times swiftly, once in the face, once in the stomach, and then he goes to knee you in the groin.
Hey.
He makes 3 attacks. And the shot to the groin is a crit.
Oh! It's a big target.
You take it in the face, you take it in the chest. Like, he just punches you in the face and it doesn't even phase you. Punches you in the stomach, doesn't even phase you. But then he knees you in the groin.
Oh!
And it's going to be a total, it's a critical hit for a total of 14 damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'm gonna half it with Uncanny Dodge.
Okay.
Because this is for stabbing you. Oh baby. I got a 19.
So you are not stunned.
Oh my gosh, that was scary. It did stun me a little bit. Though,
Yeah.
For the record,
Another one races out of the zone. Now, one of Dell, you ran up to one of the other ones, right? No. Where are you in the?
I cast silence, so I'm still at the door.
Okay. Another races to meet you at the door, and comes around the door with a pair of swift kicks, followed by an uppercut. And I get a 14, a natural 1, and a critical hit.
So the critical hit is the
Okay. A swift kick right in your head bashes your head against the wall, the frame of the door, and you take 14. Sorry, I gotta roll it. You take 13 points of damage, bludgeoning, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
21.
You are not stunned.
Whew.
The final monk races forward towards Jerry Riggs.
I'm on stairs duty. What are you guys doing letting them through?
Getting a 20, a 16, and a 23 to hit.
Jerry.
As he runs at me, you see me like pull out a little mechanical gadget, stick it to my jacket, and turn it, and a shield appears in front of me, making my AC 21. So one of them still manages to get through.
Okay, so what this guy was going to do is he was going to race to you up the stairs, kick your gun out of his hand, trip you, and then throw you back down the stairs. But the first kick, the first 2 shots get blocked by your shield, and only the third one gets through. And you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make. He's going to try to trip you and knock you down the stairs. So give me a dexterity saving throw. Actually, so he's going to go for the disarm. He's going to try to go for a strength saving throw.
Oh, sure. Thanks. That's going to be a 17.
Okay, so he tries to kick your gun out of your hand, but you hold steady to it, and you kind of get yanked upwards, but you hold it fast.
Hands off the hardware, bud.
Cool. Now we go to Dell. It is your turn.
One thing is that you hit me, so I was concentrating on silence. So.
Okay, so it's a DC 10.
Critical miss.
So silence is
silent
gone.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So there's one right in front of me, essentially, right?
Yeah.
I just start taking blows at him, saying, I know those moves as well. And I'm going to do my 2 attacks and a stunning strike.
Cool. So do you want to, if you want to, you can roll the first attack, and if it hits, you can see a stun, because then you'll have advantage on the next attack.
Okay. 15?
A 15 is a miss.
17?
That's a hit.
Okay. And then
So the first hit, he blocks it with it, like pulls in for the block. You come in, punch right under the rib cage.
That's 8 damage. Using my fists, and he has to make a con saving throw.
He gets a 10.
Nope.
So he is
13.
stunned.
Yeah.
Do you want a bonus? Do you want a flurry of blows, or just do one more attack?
So the stunning strike, I think, was it a bonus action?
No,
or just
stunning strike is never a bonus action. You just say, if you hit with an attack, you just say, I want it to be a stunning strike.
All right.
You don't have to declare the stun until the attack lands.
Okay, cool.
And you can, if you want to, you can try to stun on every single attack.
I'm gonna Fury of Blows then.
Okay, so both these attacks are resolved with advantage.
No, 15 and 17.
So the 17 will go through. So as you punch right the stunning blow lands at that point in the rib cage where your rib cage meets. So he just doubles over and chokes on his own breath as you then slam your elbow into her face.
6 damage.
Nice. We go to the top of the round with Boogie.
I'm going to try to finish this guy off after he kneed me in the groin. So I reposition my short sword, and I get a 18 to hit.
It's a hit.
For 7 damage.
The blow lands, but this guy can handle it without a good stealthy blow. This guy's actually quite tough.
And then I'm gonna disengage and run up the stairs to find Jerry Riggs to get behind the other monk.
Okay. Jerry Riggs, it is your turn.
So this guy's trying to grab my gun, and I managed to twist it so that it's pointed right at him. And I'm just going to pull the trigger and blast him with another Ray of Frost.
Okay.
I get a 12.
That is a miss, I'm afraid. As you pull the weapon back towards him, you fire off a wild shot that ricochets off the wall.
All right. In that case, yeah. My
Are your pets going to do anything?
Right now, my homunculus. Yeah, so my homunculus flies a little ways out and then turns and is going to force strike the guy that's holding me.
Alrighty.
All right. Come on, homunculus. Ooh. 22.
A hit.
Wow. He's going to do a whopping. So he shoots a little beam. It's just like a little laser that goes pew and hits him for 5 damage.
Okay, so every one of these guys has been damaged just a little bit, but none of them are bloodied.
We still have 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Yeah. There's one on the stairs, one in the room, and one beside you, Del. Okay, it is their turn. The one fighting Del pushes the attack.
Is he? Well, he's.
He's stunned,
right?
so he doesn't get to do anything. That's correct. So he is stunned, so he's just wobbling over there. The other one that is now facing down both Boogie and Jerry Riggs. He's going to go to try to disarm Jerry Riggs again, getting a 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
And goes for the grab again, goes for another punch, getting a natural 1, and his last attack getting a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
So he kicks you in the chin. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
19.
You're good. The last one, the last guy, he's the most heavily wounded one, and he rushes forward, and he says to the others, "Stand fast. I'm going to go get help." And he pushes through the double doors. And as he does so, he throws. He reaches into his belts and he pulls out these long stiletto knives and throws one of them at each of you. And I get an 18 versus Del. I get a 17 versus Jerry Riggs, and I get a 21 against Boogie.
Ooh. I get hit.
I get hit.
Okay.
I get hit.
So each of you are going to take 5 points of piercing damage.
Is he at the double doors, opening them?
Yeah, he raced across the room and has pushed open the double doors and is now 10 feet outside the doors. And with that, we will go to Del.
I'm gonna try to finish off.
It's Del's turn.
Del.
Oh, sorry.
How far away am
Not down.
the double doors are pretty close to me,
Yes,
right?
they are. There's the stun guy right in front of you. He'll be stunned until the end of your night. He's no longer stunned, but you could move past him and get to the next guy.
So I'm going to use my Blessing of the Raven Queen, which allows me to teleport for my bonus action 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see. And then I get resistance to all damage until my next turn. So
Okay.
I teleport like in front of him
Okay,
Oh,
and I just start.
nice.
Okay, first. 13. Nope. Second. 17 to hit.
Yep,
And I want to stun him.
I get a 12 to resist the stun.
13 is your one, and 8 damage.
Okay, he is bloodied and stunned.
nice.
That's all.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round with Boogie. So you're on the stairs. You got one guy that you're fighting with Riggs, and there's the other guy that's racing out into the courtyard.
Okay,
And there's
so
one more
I
stun
And
guy,
there's the one
yes.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that's now the stun one is now the one in the courtyard that's gone
Right,
through the doors.
right.
The other guy's not stunned.
so I'm gonna stab this dude in the back that's fighting Jerry.
Okay.
Fighting Riggs. Gonna end his life. I get a 25 to hit,
It's a hit. It's a big
and I
hit.
want to sneak attack
Okay.
with my short sword. I'm gonna drive it into his back. 11.
With the sneak attack?
I rolled 3 1s and 2 2s.
You're hoping for some big damage, but it don't happen. So you nix the guy's shoulder as you rake the blade back and get a deep cut along his shoulder, but it's not enough to take him out.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action as a dash,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to run away from him. He gets, if he wants to take a hit at me, he can do so.
Okay. He gets a 15 to hit.
I got 16. Okay, so I book it away, and I'm going to get right up to the one that was in the room
Okay.
that Dell had to leave.
Okay. Jerry
And
Riggs.
I Hulk over him.
You're up.
So I am going to use my bonus action to do nimble escape, and so I kind of like worm my way out of his grasp, and just like I don't know, like on all fours, almost like bound down the stairs and like back into the room, and then I like slide and turn and blast him again with another ray of frost.
Okay.
The guy on the stairs. 20.
It's a hit.
Yeah. 20 damage.
Nice.
For those wondering at home, the Artificer has an ability, which me and Monty discussed earlier, where I can add...
Was that max damage?
No, that's with the bonus
Right.
dice because of my
Right.
no, not Flash Genius. My Arcane Firearm.
It staggers him backwards. The blast of frost leaving him bloodied.
And reduce speed.
Nice. Do you still have your bonus action for your homunculus?
No, I used it to
For
disengage.
nimble escape. Okay.
And I moved 30 feet away.
Okay. So all these guys are still standing.
One is
stunned, though. The other comes back down the stairs, and goes to assault Jerry Riggs again.
Can you make it to me with a -10?
Yes, because you what was your speed?
30.
30? No, he can't. So he stumbles down the stairs and dashes back toward you to get back up to you. But that's all he's got. The other, seeing a different opponent now, goes to beat his way through the boogeyman, getting the highest is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
16 does hit. He goes to punch you in the jaw for 6 points of damage. and he does try to stun you. So give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I got a 4.
You're stunned, Boogie.
Ugh.
Okay, so we now go to Dell.
So the stunned guy in front of me.
Yeah.
Can I grab him and pull him back into the room?
Yeah, I'll say that you automatically win the grab. So that's one of your attacks, and you pull him back into the room.
Okay. And then I guess I can't use the other part to close the doors, eh?
That's an interaction. So you can, if you want to, you can grab him, kind of toss him back into the room, pull the doors closed, and you still have your other attack remaining.
Okay. And then I karate chop him in the neck.
Nice. With advantage.
21.
That's a hit.
I'm going to make sure he stays down and I stun him again. For 9 damage.
You don't need to stun him again because you snap his neck. So you pull him in, the chop lands on his back, and the life goes out of him, and he lands on the ground stone dead.
And I whisper for the Raven Queen. And then I say, guys, don't forget to keep one of them alive. We do need to interrogate them.
Boogie, you are stunned. Jury Riggs, it's your turn.
So trying to imagine the room. There's a guy up against me.
Yeah, he dashed up to you.
Behind me.
And then behind you, right behind you, what just happened is Dell dragged this guy back into the room, slammed the doors closed, and snapped his neck.
Where is Boogie?
And then
man,
on the other side of Dell is Boogie, who's just been punched in the face and stunned by the one at the stairs leading up.
So to answer the question that I'm about to ask, Thunderwave would get all my friends in there as well. I couldn't just get like the 2 remaining
No,
guys.
you could get them both in there. Yeah.
Okay. So as this guy's like holding me up, trying to take my gun away and stuff.
That will create a sound audible 300 feet out.
Oh man, you're right.
It's so loud.
Wait. That's right. Okay. You're right. All right. So I'm just going to keep scampering away. I'm going to use my bonus action to slip out of his hands again. I power slide on the ground and shoot him again in the face with my Ray of Frost.
Nice.
I hit. I got a 16 on the dice plus 7. And so damage 17.
You blow his brains out.
Cool.
I guess you could say you iced him.
I iced him. And then I turn to the unconscious, who I don't realize, Boogie, and I go, keep that one alive, bud.
Well, I'm drooling.
Put your tongue back in your mouth and keep him alive.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn. I move 30 feet.
The last monk remaining, she sees the scene in front of her, and she pushes past Boogie, clambering over his shoulders, and tries to leap over Dell and Riggs. She gets a 20 on her acrobatics check. She leaps over towards the stairs and begins dashing up the stairs.
Okay. Is that her?
Yeah.
Her thing. Is the hallway lit?
Yes, it is lit by torchlight.
Okay. I dash towards her.
Okay.
How far is her dash?
Her dash, she goes 60 feet from her initial position, so you would need about 45 feet of movement to catch up to her.
Oh, I mean, my walking speed is 55, so...
Okay, so you do.
I essentially, like, dash right in front of her.
You don't even need to dash to get up to her.
Oh, I, like, walk in front of her, and then I just get a karate chop her in the face and knock her downstairs.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Knock her out, Dell.
26.
I'm gonna say at that. I'm gonna have her roll a stun. She's stunned. So you knock her down the stairs. She goes tumbling down the stairs and is out cold.
And as I did it, I'm like, shh.
Okay.
She's totally down the
Alrighty.
stairs.
So that was a pretty close call. People almost got away. I'm gonna have all of you roll a d6 right now.
2.
4.
6.
Okay.
So close.
In the midst of all that, that could have gone way, way worse. 1 hour, 2 hours have now passed. We're going to go up to alert level 1. Something has happened. People are missing. They will find out shortly, but your actions will determine how easily now you can move through the complex. We are going to take a 15-minute break right here, and when we come back, we will see what you all do next as we move further through the Abbey of St. Selena. We'll see you all in 15. And we are all back from our break. Welcome back.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, including Yes, 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 Troll Killer, and all the new Shadows of Drakkenheim shirts. You can check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you're enjoying the stream and you would like to support our work, you can find us on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
We also have a phenomenal, I always try to take your phenomenal Discord channel for our patrons, full of fantastic artwork and chatting about D&D behind the scenes. And you get to talk to us, the Shadows of Drakkenheim. So we look forward to your support and thank you for supporting us.
With that, let us delve back into the ruins once more. Well, there wasn't much silence for a little while, but now silence has fallen over this room. You're at the base of the Castellan's Tower, deep in St. Selena's Abbey, the fortress monastery, one-time prison, one-time insane asylum, on the outer walls of the south ward of Drakkenheim. Your mission: slay the Castellan and take his amulet and bring it back to the Queen of Thieves. You have 6 hours remaining. The bodies of the slain, as you gather yourselves up, the bodies of the 3 slain monks, 2 women and a man, shudder for a brief moment, as if they're about to come back to life. And there's this brief, yawning, gasping sound, as all of a sudden, their bodies become withered husks, like the water is being drained out of them. Almost like they instantly mummify. And as they do so, this radiant energy gathers around the shards of delirium embedded in their chests. There is a brief moment, and the delirium pulses a purple before blackening, and then the outer layer of the delirium cracks off, revealing a golden crystal underneath.
I run up to one of the bodies seeing this, and I rip open their shirt and just start pulling the delirium out of their chest and throwing it into a bag. And I'm just like, guys, you seeing this? This stuff's turning gold. Listen, the amount
to be
of
shared, yes.
Shared. What are you guys going to do with gold delirium? Look, this gun made from delirium. These gadgets that I have, they're all made from delirium. Even Twizzler's here. His heart, delirium. You don't want to take away his heart, do you? I could make
So you're
golden.
saying it's valuable.
So I'm saying that I can make some really cool stuff with this.
Well,
And
you won't mind if we take part of your share in the end, then will you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe you can give us a little bit of your share if we give you this gold delirium.
Why do you guys want the gold delirium so bad? It's no good to you. And I take a piece of the gold delirium and I chip it off using my mason's tool, and I just
As you go to chip it, your mason's tool snaps.
This works on my regular delirium. Guys, I broke my tools.
I'm going to, following Riggs's lead. I kind of watched him, and I also follow through with the guy monk, and I rip out the piece of delirium.
As you rip it out, like bits of the guy's heart and lung pull out as well. It's all the blood vessels of the body were coiled around the delirium like roots of a tree around fertile soil.
I think the queen will be very interested to hear about this.
Now, I like delirium as much as the next person, but I think jamming it into your chest and letting it take root like that, I don't know if it's good for you. I say as I like pull out some more delirium from my pouch and snort it and then pour more into my gun. Whoa! All right. That was a pick-me-up. It's bad for your health, jamming delirium in your chest. Either way, I think we should rid them of this little problem they have.
Problem?
The problem being the delirium in their chest. We should take the delirium, all of it.
Oh, I thought that it would be considered a possession. Maybe problem means something different in my language.
You're getting confused. Don't worry, just gather the delirium and we'll be all good. It's fine.
Gather delirium. I think time is of the essence here. There was a call for help. If we don't get this place cleaned up, there's going to be more suspicion about these missing bodies.
Okay, you guys get rid of the bodies. I'm going to watch the stairs. If anybody's coming down, I got it covered.
You have it covered?
Yeah.
Del, gag the woman. And I'm going to just pick up the bodies and start dragging them down to the cellar.
Okay.
I take one of the socks off someone and I shove it in their
They're
mouth.
not wearing socks. They're wearing sandals.
Oh.
They're not so nerdy that they wear socks with
and
sandals.
All right. Some sort of I rip off part of the rope and I shove it in the stunned one's mouth.
Okay.
Dude, we left one alive,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
She got knocked down the stairs.
I'm tying her up while you guys are like
clearing the bodies. Let's take her downstairs.
I say we take them downstairs to where we came in, get rid of the bodies in whatever waterway there is, and then we can question down in the armory.
All right, so we move all the bodies down.
Not the armory.
Not in the armory.
Yeah, we don't go in the armory anymore.
I'm gonna stand. So what I imagine is I'll stand at the door leading out of the basement, so I can hear if somebody comes into that room.
Okay.
And then you guys will be down and you guys can handle the interrogation. I'm on guard. I'm on watch.
I just want to make sure the table is all set up and everything before we go down too. I want to make it almost like they got up and left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It takes a few minutes to tidy things up, but you're able to do a clean sweep of the room and bring the bodies and the others back down to the cellar.
Guys, I got the door. You interrogate. You find out where the castle is and I'll get us there.
Boogeyman, bad cop, worse cop.
I'm gonna I palm the cultist's head as I slap her around a little bit to wake her up.
We tied her up, right?
Yep. She's come to. She grits her teeth and stares at you with a deathly glare.
Hello, noble one.
All right, this is how it's going to go. You're going to tell us where the castellan is, or that piece of delirium is going to turn gold in your chest.
She grits her teeth and says, "A sleeping greatness awaits in the burning hearts of all faithful. I'll say nothing to you, monster."
Well, he says he's going to turn you into gold delirium, whatever that is. I've got much worse things planned for you. I hope you don't fear death, because it's a long way away, unless you tell us what we want to know.
I've cast away all doubt and burned away every sin. What we do in this world is but kindling for the light we shine in the next. I do not fear death.
if you don't tell us where the Castellan is, I'm gonna pull that chunk of delirium out of your chest while you're still alive, and you're not going anywhere. You're not going to no afterlife. You're staying right here with us.
Her eyes widen for a moment at that threat. I have no fear of death. Do what you will.
There's no place for you to go. You're just alone with us.
Make an intimidation check.
So good.
3. I spit a little when I said it to her. and you can see like, it gets on her shirt and I get like all thrown off by it.
She says, though I may die, I'll still stoke the flame, even if I can't fulfill a holy purpose in death.
What's the name?
You know, your flame, whatever you call it, it's like a little candle. And you know, us, we take our fingers, snuff it out pretty easy. And I grab the delirium from her chest and I start to tug it a little bit.
Okay, I'm assuming with a gloved hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have gloves.
All right. It is warm to the touch. It's like placing your hand inside someone's body, the warmth of it itself. And as you go to tug it, you can hear the sound of slightly tearing flesh as you pull it. And she screams.
I pop my hand over her mouth.
Burning scream. And as she screams, she bites down on your hand.
And I don't remove it.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw.
9.
It hurts really, really badly. And as you bite down, you pull your hand away, and she screams out this blood-curdling scream that echoes through her body, and she's shaking and shuddering as she does so. The shard, you pull at the shard, and there's this ripping sound. And
I go to gag her.
She is screaming like somebody that is conscious during open heart surgery might.
And I stop pulling. And I say, scream like that again, I'm going to put your head in the water and you can scream under there. Tell us what we want to know.
She gasps for air. She's visibly winded after pulling at the shard in her chest, gasping, and she can barely breathe. She can barely speak at all. And she looks at you with hate and contempt in her eyes, and she says, "The Castellan is taking prayers in the crypt."
Perfect. Was that so hard?
Hey guys, I kind of want to keep that gold delirium. Can we make some more of it?
It's not gold delirium yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think she's telling the truth?
Wait, where did she just say he's praying in the courtyard?
What is?
Oh, in the crypt.
What are your insight bonuses?
+2.
+1.
+1.
Okay. Your insight does not give you any further information. You have only the words that you have heard.
We travel on our journey. We find who we need to find.
Okay.
Add her to the bodies.
Go ahead, boogeyman.
And I'm just going to I cover her mouth and I just drive my short sword into her neck. Just ending.
Okay.
It got dark.
It got really dark.
It got really dark.
That got real dark. That's the first time we've had to intimidate someone.
All of you roll a d6.
1.
1.
4.
Okay.
This is our punishment.
I don't like being so mean.
Okay.
Yeah, that felt really weird.
Another hour has passed.
Gosh, okay.
It's 3 hours to clean up one room.
Yeah, it's a fair amount of time to clean up. And as well, the blood-curdling scream that echoed out the room, I am raising to alert level 2.
Oh, no. So that means they're like actively looking for
Yes.
us?
If they come and look for you here and they find nothing, the alert level might go down.
You need to leave.
No, guys, don't worry. I can reduce the alert level. We still got to disable that bell.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But people won't know it was us. Don't worry. I got a few tricks.
So, what are you saying, Riggs? We head upstairs?
We got to disable that bell. There might be a few people up there, but we got to convince them that I don't know. How sneaky can you guys be?
Pretty sneaky.
All right. We're going to do the old repair guy act. You ready? I'm going to disguise myself as one of these chumps. I'm going to go out there. If they ask, what was all that screaming? I'm going to say I stubbed my toe. You know, you ever scream like that when you stub your toe? It hurts. And then I'm going to bring them around. I'm going to tell them I'm the handyman. I'm here to fix the bell. You know?
Tell them you stubbed your crystal. It seems to be a soft point.
Oh, yeah. I could do that.
You can make the crystal on your chest?
I mean, if I'm disguising myself, I'm sure I can make up any sort of appearance I want.
Okay.
Just as long as they don't interact with it. But, you know, they've got to have a handyman around here. I'll just tell them I'm a new recruit and I'm really good with fixing things and stuff. And I'll give you guys an opening. Maybe you guys can sneak past.
All right, Riggs. I like your plan.
Okay, so, Jerry Riggs, you're going to change your appearance.
Yeah, I turn into a halfling who looks like he's wearing the same robes that all of the Falling Fire wear.
Okay.
With a glow coming from his chest. And I'm going to open the door to the main level and walk out, and I'm going to scream.
Okay.
So we're still down the stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you come up the stairs, the two of the people from up above have come downstairs. 2 men, both carrying crossbows and wearing light gambesons underneath their smocks of the Falling Fire. They see you right away and say, one of the men turns up his nose, says, I didn't know a halfling had taken the sacrament. Who are you?
Name's Biggs. I'm a relatively new recruit here. I'm kind of a handyman. I heard that there needed to be a few repairs around here. I made the pilgrimage, you know? Got the delirium. Love that stuff. It's so good, you know? Does a lot of good for us. You just follow it. Follow it wherever it takes you. You know what I'm saying?
Make a deception check.
Because I'm disguised, do I get advantage?
No, because disguising yourself as a halfling amongst a predominantly human religious movement is not necessarily the best disguise.
That's offensive. I get a 20.
Okay. He says, the one of the others turns to the other and says, the light of the fire shines upon all people, brother. No matter one's walk
brother.
of life, they may find salvation in the fire.
That's right, bro. We're just a couple of brothers, us, following the light. Now, I'm here to do some repairs, and
Was that... We heard screaming. Where...
yeah, so I was adjusting my ropes, and the ropes, they got caught on the delirium in my chest, and it pulled on it, and it hurt like the dickens.
Where did Yannick and the others go?
Oh, they're out praying in the courtyard. You know, they're having a little prayer out there.
They
But
went to the courtyard, but they normally come. That's strange.
Listen, I'm here about the bell. I heard that you guys might be having issues with the bell. I'm here to fix it. Can you take me to it?
Issues with the what did you say your name was again?
Can we hear the conversation loudly?
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna start sneaking up the stairs, and I have my short bow drawn.
Here, guys, can you just show me where the bell is? I think it's on the second level. It's up this way, and I try to get them to like turn their backs to the door that we came out of.
The two men look at each other. But Yannick and Goethe, they went to their prayers. I'm very confused. You must pardon me.
Listen, you guys seem really confused, but this doesn't concern me. I'm just here to fix the bell. I don't know where your friends are at. Also, the structural integrity of this building is just like, you guys look at the wall structure over here. Just come over here, take a look.
The other says, it is true. We did need someone of your talents to take a look at some repairs. I didn't know there was anything wrong with the bell, but certainly come along and maybe. The one says to the other, Max, I'll take our new friend up and to take a look at the bell. Why don't you head out onto the courtyard and see if you can find the others and who was that you screaming like that?
Like I said, my robes, they got caught in my delirium. It hurts. Yeah, ever happened to you?
It is painful when it's touched, I must admit. I've heard that we haven't not taken the sacraments, but we have heard that it can be painful to test one's faith. He says, "My name is Adel. I'll take you up. We can look at the bell, and Max, you go see if you can find the others."
Yeah, I think they're outside somewhere.
So one of the men goes to open the double doors and look out to the courtyard, and the other turns his back to lead you up the stairs. What are you gonna do?
And I yell back just as I'm going up the stairs. I'm like, wherever our friends are, I hope that they're back soon. Maybe just keep looking out that door. I'm sure you'll spot them while you're looking out the front doors there. Anyway, good luck.
I'm sneaking up the stairs, and do I see this all like starting?
Make a stealth check.
I'm still in the room.
I get a 29.
Yes, you do. Do you want to take the shot?
So I sneak up the stairs, and I'm trying to like kind of peer in, and then Riggs is going on.
I'm like pushing the guy up the stairs, and I like look at you. I'm like, at the door, and I just wink.
So Riggs and one of the
stairs.
men have their back turned. They're going up the stairs. The other man is starting to open up the double doors.
I take a shot at him.
At the guy at the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll it.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah.
He's surprised. He's got.
I get a 17.
It's a hit.
Can I sneak attack?
Yes.
Can I surprise attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that like another 45 damage again?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the 60s.
Okay, so the bolt goes straight into this guy's ear, and he's dead instantaneously. Make a dexterity check, and so that you can run up to him and catch him before he hits the ground with a thud.
So I book it. I get just a dexterity check would be a 16.
You rush up to him and you cradle him as he falls.
And just slowly.
I wave. I'm like,
the other's walking up the stairs with Jerry, and is saying, "So you're a halfling?"
Yeah, I've been living in Drakkenheim for a little bit. Heard what you guys were up to. Just thought, it sounded way better than anything else going on here. That delirium stuff, it fell from the sky. It's got to mean something.
And where?
So
and have you long followed the word of Lucretia Matthias?
I've heard a lot about her. She seems like a really cool lady. I just liked what she was saying, about the light and the fire and the delirium.
Oh.
Just sounds like such a good thing for us.
And maybe how did you earn your sacrament? I've been here for some time, but I haven't been able to take it yet. They say that I still hold fear in my heart. You're so confident.
Yeah, you just got to give in to the delirium, Let it become part of you. That's what I've always done. I get as much of the delirium into me as I can, and then everything's good.
Okay. As you're heading back,
they start to get out of earshot, I'm dragging the body over, and I signal to Dell to follow, up the stairs, because I'm just going to throw the body down the stairs, basically, and then start to catch up with the two of them.
You throw the body down the stairs, and the other two of you head back up the stairs, following still.
Sneaking behind.
Okay. As you're all heading up the stairs, you can all roll a d6.
I don't want to roll this one anymore. It's been
3.
bad.
I got a 3.
3.
2.
Okay. You head back up the stairs. You hear the door opening, and the other one is saying, he says a few names. He says, Marlena, this is Biggs. He was the one that was screaming downstairs. He says he stubbed his toe.
No, it's the delirium in the chest. It got caught in my ropes.
Oh, but Yannick and Gerda, they're not downstairs. He just said he said they went off to prayers.
I mean, I'm making assumptions here. They just weren't downstairs. Don't worry about it. Where's the bell?
It's right here, and he gestures to the edge of the room where there's a large bell on a set of chimes. And he says, I don't understand what you're supposed to be repairing in the bell. It seems just fine. It rings just okay. He goes up to it and he says, "I'll show you. It works just fine." And he rings. Don't
ring the bell. And I'm yelling. I'm like, "Stop ringing the bell!"
And he says, "No." He says, "We're a continuous ring. That's not any of the alarms. We're supposed to ring it 1, 2, 3 times for it to actually tell that we need help here. If we just continuously ring it, that's fine. No, everyone just knows. We ring the bells continuously for prayers. They know we're just fooling around. Don't.
So it's I just don't want any more damage. Do you mind if I just take a quick look at it?
Yeah, I'll just ring." And he rings the bell and he goes, "Ding, ding, ding, ding." And he says, "See, that's the all clear. They know it's fine."
Well, great. I'm just going to take a quick look at it, okay?
Yeah, but it works okay.
They asked me to check it out. I'd get in trouble if I didn't say that I did the job,
All right, make a deception check.
Oh, boy. 15.
Well, I suppose I don't see what's wrong with that bell, but if you say so.
Just don't ring it for 2 minutes, because I'm going to get all up in there, and I don't want to ring it on my head.
Okay. As you're looking at the bell, another pair of men come in off the battlements. The two of them are wearing chainmail armor and carrying halberds, and they have crossbows slung across their back. And they said, and they come up to the first man, and they say, "Dom, what are you doing ringing the bell?" And he said, "Well, and as you're looking at it, they're just explaining this little halfling is apparently taking the sacrament, is here to repair things."
And all that you see are my feet under the bell, because I'm all up in there, and I'm just you hear me mumbling "Oh, there's your problem," and I'm fiddling around. I'm trying to undo the bell, undo the thing in the middle that rings.
And what are the other two of you going to do as this is happening?
I want to watch, and what I'm looking for is essentially when he comes out, if they go to ring the bell again, I want a minor illusion, a louder bell, that it's been amplified and made better if they do.
Okay.
I'm kind of keeping an eye.
Okay. So a few minutes pass, and the two men that had come in from the battlements go out the other door and onto the other set of walls, and they're watching you repair the bell, and they go, "So is it okay? Does it need to be replaced?"
Am I able to use like my tools to unlatch the middle part? I drop the middle part into the bag, and I come back out, and I'm like, yeah, there was a bit of mold up in there, and I just had to clear it out. The bell should
in
be
the bell.
It's rust, metal mold, I guess you could call it. You guys know what rust is, right? We're all smart guys here. But don't worry, we cleaned it up. It's good to go, brand new. Should ring even better. But we just rang it, so I guess you'll have to wait till next bell ringing time to actually try it out, or if there's trouble. But there won't be, right?
No. I mean, things will be fine. I just hope that that Yannick and Goethe and the others get back before the Castellan returns. They're supposed to be some of his personal guards tonight.
Where is the Castellan hanging out with? Maybe they're with him. Is he in the crypts again, ain't he?
The crypts? No. He's taking dinner in the barracks, in the cells. Then he'll go to evening prayers and
my bad. What day is it again? It's not his crypt day. I make that mistake all the time. Listen, what was your name again?
My name was Dom.
Dom, pleasure to meet you. I'm going to head back down now and go about my other business. There's a few other towers I got to check out, but your bell should be all good, so I'll get out of your hair. Good luck finding your friends, though. And I go to leave.
Okay. Bye.
And I walk like right past you two and just down the stairs and like nod at you as I walk away.
I follow you.
Start sneaking behind you.
Okay. With that, the alert level goes back down.
Worth it. Well done, Briggs.
That might be the best use of disguise self I've ever pulled off. So anyway,
You just didn't change.
no, he's not a disguisey guy. He's just do whatever he does.
That mold. Mold up there.
We're like laughing about it, and I'm like, so guys, he's in the barracks. He's not even in the crypts.
These idiots.
Okay, so what way to the barracks? It's along the wall, right? So we can actually, is there a pathway that we can maybe take?
Yeah, the level that you were on leads, if we look at our map once more, you're in the large tower, and you would need to head to the south along the walls, through another one of the guard towers, and then back along, and the center of there's the barracks building, the cells building, and that, so not the first tower that you come to, but the second tower would then connect back into that building, or you could try, the walls are higher than the roof of the cells as well. So it's possible that you could go in through the cell windows, but it would be highly visible to jump on the rooftops themselves, because while you could sneak along the battlements and hide underneath the crenellations, there's not really much else to hide behind in between. And if you are heading along the walls, you do run the risk of, if there's anyone looking down on the walls from the towers themselves, they might see you across the walls.
Mm-hmm. Now, we could consider going back the way of the well.
Now that we know where the Castellan is, the well does provide the closest way. You know what? Here, give me 1 second. Can we sneakily open those double doors a crack and just see if they're still drawing water? One of you guys?
You head down.
Yeah,
you look open in the double doors, and there's a outside the double doors. There's a large campsite area, where there's a common area of several tents that have been pitched and several logs all set up around several bonfires. And it looks like several people had taken their meals. But as you open up the doors, you can see that there's about 18 people there in the camp, and they're all sleeping.
Is there anybody awake in the courtyard?
From the double doors, not that you can see.
Other than the campfire.
And there are several, and the buckets have several cups. There's a stack of the buckets, and all of them have cups of water in their hands.
I turn to the two of you and I'm just like, guys, our plan is working flawlessly. All right, we need to be sneaky and stealthy, but if we hug the walls, we can just make our way to the barracks. There's not even any. Are there any light sources other than like
there's
the main
tons.
fire?
The courtyard is fully illuminated.
Oh,
All right.
really?
Guys, it's a little illuminated there, but they're all sleeping. Maybe
If
now's
we,
our chance.
What if we just put on some robes?
Oh yeah. How long does my disguise last? It's only like a few.
I think it's an hour for alter self or disguise self.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Yep.
So I'm still
Yep.
disguised. I'm
If
like,
I hunch down and I put the robes on,
Probably.
and I try to hide my
You could
big
try
feet.
it. Well, we'll have to see how this works out next week because we're just about out of time right there.
Amazing.
So 3 hours have passed. The alert level almost got up there, but you pulled it back down. Let's see how they do as our roguish bands of the Queen's Men continue their grand heist of the Abbey of St. Selena's. That is about where we're going to end for the night. So a massive thank you, as always, to Kelly, Jill, and Joe for playing along, whipping up awesome new characters to take on this. We're going to come back to this next week and find out what happens next.
I also want to give a huge thank you to our dungeon master, Monty Martin, for all of his amazing work putting this together. And Kyle has not been with us the last few weeks, but a very special thanks to him as well.
Yes.
As for all the work that he does for
Kyle
us in general.
is super
Thank you,
awesome,
Kyle.
but unfortunately, because of the measures in place, Kyle is sheltering on his own. So everyone is healthy, everyone is well, but we haven't had Kyle with us for the past couple of weeks, and we probably won't have Kyle in until this is all over with. So we're in touch with him, but for the time being, he's off for us.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, including Troll Killer and all the new Shadows of Drakkenheim as well. Or you can go to bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, you can check out our Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. Make sure to check it out. Thank you so much to everybody who is a patron of our show. Because of you, we were able to continue the show in the format that you're currently seeing, which has been a treat for us and hopefully for you guys as well. So thank you.
Not just that, but the support of our patrons has meant that we have been able to our regular YouTube videos that Kelly and I post on our YouTube channel. We have had to revise our way of making videos, and it has been thanks to the support of our patrons that we've been able to get the infrastructure necessary to even continue doing that. If it wasn't for our patrons and our subscribers and everybody watching and supporting and watching, we would have just had to put everything on pause. But we've been able to continue doing this, and it is the highlight of my week at the very least. So please do check us out at youtube.com/Dungeon Dudes, where Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday that you can check out. What we got coming up this week, Kelly?
We are doing the top 10 worst, or the top 10 tips for bad.
Our 10 worst DM traits. So
Yes.
we did the best principles for dungeon masters, but we're taking a look at what makes a terrible dungeon master next week. So be sure to check that one out as we talk about some of the real boogeymens, the real boogeymen in the D&D world. Yeah.
Be sure to join us live on Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch all of the episodes of our live shows up on YouTube.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time back in Drakkenheim.